Ahava blessings. Welcome to this video. My name is Ana Otero, the founder of the Desert Rose Mystery School. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Pesach, Easter, and these high holy holidays that are coming in. And although the intent of this video is to talk about Pesach, I also wanted to connect Pesach with Palm Sunday and with the 40 days of Lent and Easter, as it all is really connected, because we know that Yeshua was executed on Pesach. He had his Seder dinner, or his Pesach dinner, the night before. And so we know that all of this did coincide in the moment of his death and his resurrection. And the reason why this video, the intention of this video is really to talk about Pesach, and I will be talking about in other videos the beautiful portal of Easter, and also we have the amazing Magdalene Easter Mass that we always have every year at the Desert Rose Mystery School. Yet the reason I really wanted to go into Pesach in this video is because I think that when we truly understand the mystical meaning and the mystical portal of Pesach, we can see that this is a holiday that goes beyond religion. And so Pesach is the Jewish Passover. Pesach is a holiday, a portal that Yeshua and Mary Magdalene would have celebrated and would have honored. And so as Desert Rose mystics, Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, Desert Rose mystics, what was so important to them about Pesach? And so first we need to situate ourselves in the time that Pesach happens. Pesach always happens in the month of Nissan, which is the month of Aries. And this is the start of the lunar year, right? In the Hebrew calendar, every month begins on the new moon. But Nissan Aries is particularly very important because it is the start of the new lunar year. And why is this important? Because the lunar year is about the evolution of our soul, and the evolution of our soul regarding our mission, regarding what we are here to birth. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this. And so when we remember Nissan, there is a story that is told. But this portal of Nissan is beyond the story. The story happened because the portal was open. And it is a story of the Egyptians being led by Moses, being freed from slavery in Egypt and going into the promised land, which is freedom, which is the mission, which is the soul expression. But there were 40 years, right? And this number 40, which is the gematria of the letter Mem, which is all about water and rebirth and rebirth into the womb of the soul. When we think about this portal, it is about leaving slavery and going into freedom. And so one of the things that Allah, Divine Mother Father, gave to the Hebrews once they crossed the desert, he gave them the lunar calendar. And he said, if you would like to be free, follow the moon, follow the phases of the moon. As the sun rises and sets every day, it may rise and set at different times, depending on the time of year. We know what's going to happen. The sun will rise and the sun will set. The same light filled with beautiful light codes, yet the moon changes. Every 2.5 days, it goes into a different zodiacal frequency. It waxes, it wanes, it becomes empty and dark, it becomes filled with light. And so this cycle of the moon in the mystical tradition is actually a symbol for our incarnational experience that waxes, that wanes, that becomes filled with light, that becomes empty like the dark moon as well. And so the mystics taught us that when we follow the cycles of the moon, we purify, we heal, we grow, we evolve, and we invite the Shekhinah, the Divine Feminine Presence, into our life with her active, creative fire to guide us and to co-create with us. And so we're already in this month that is connected to the lunar month, the incarnational experience, and soul mission. It is a month that is connected to sovereignty and to freedom, leaving behind the old patterns, leaving behind that which no longer serves us, right? And not just that, just moving away from the old patterns. And these patterns do not allow us to expand. These patterns do not allow us to hold the amount of light that we're supposed to hold and share this light. And so in the portal of Nissan, right? Nissan Aries, Pesach happens. The Passover, the Jewish Passover. And so let's go deep into the mystical Kabbalistic meaning of Pesach. So there are 7 days in Pesach, and each of the 7 days corresponds to the Sefirot. There is a Sefira for each day. And this, if you're not aware of the Sefirot and Sefira, you don't need to worry about it, but these are the dimensions, the spheres in the tree of life. And this tree of life template is within us and replicated, right? Because we have so many different bodies. We have the energetic body, right? The physical body, the mental, the emotional. And so these dimensions, they're not like the chakras, but we can connect them to the chakras in the sense that they're portals and they're awakenings and they're teachings, right? And so each of the 7 days of Pesach are connected to one Sefira on the tree of life. And so each day, this Sefira is activated, and we can actually absorb, receive, contain, embody a tremendous amount of light and healing when we understand the meaning behind each day. So in 2025, Pesach begins on the eve of the 12th, because in this tradition, the day begins in the evening and it finishes on the eve of the 19th, right? And so on the eve of the 12th until the eve of the 13th, we're already connecting to the first day of Pesach. And of course, Pesach has the Seder meal and all of the different beautiful foods that you can bring into your table, and also this very mystical tradition. And the mystical tradition is what Yeshua and Mary Magdalene would have really practiced, apart from the ritual aspect of it, as well as the meal, the bread, which is very important because food was something very sacred. It still is sacred for us, but food was really sacred in that time because sometimes it was difficult to have food, right? And so for them, it really was about nourishing. It was really about communing with the earth and feeling ourselves nourished by Mother Earth. And so Yeshua and Mary Magdalene really would have connected to these 7 days of Pesach. And if we do this mindfully, and really if you're listening to this and you want to take notes, please take notes, because even if you don't know about the Sefira on the tree of life, the Sefirot, all of the Sefirot, you can still connect to each one of these days to bring in the teaching, which really is the mystical tradition, the mystical path. And so on this first day, the first one, the Sefira that is being activated is Chesed. And Chesed is all about compassionate love. Chesed is just light everywhere. It's compassion, it's love, it's flow, it's creativity as well. And so on this first day, this is what we're receiving, compassion. So where are we being hard on ourselves? Where are we not allowing flow to happen? Where are we being so restrictive in our lives? So on this day, we allow the fears, we just abandon the fears, and we open ourselves up to divine love. And so on this first day of Pesach, it is about moving away from restriction, moving away from control, moving away from our fears, everything that is just occupying the mind, and say no, divine flow, divine love. And as the Aramaic Hebrew letter of this month is Hey, very powerful letter, extremely powerful. And Mother Mary, when she received from Archangel Gabriel that she was conceiving Yeshua, she said, Hineni. That begins with a Hey. Hineni, I am here, I surrender. I am here, I am present, I surrender. This is the mantra for Pesach. This is the one I will be chanting, Hineni. And so let go and let God is this first day, and allow that creative flow. Allow things to happen, beautiful things. Sometimes we are the ones that are blocking this energy. And so this is the first day of Pesach, which is from the 12th until the 13th, the evening of the 13th. And then the second day is Gevurah. And Gevurah is between the eve of the 13th and the eve of the 14th. And Gevurah is discipline. And it's also about, it is about discipline. And whereas Chesed is this overpouring of light, Gevurah is a beam of light. It just is that when we are anchored in our commitment and we're moving forward in life and we have a vision, this is Gevurah. So it Gevura is about discipline, and it is about sacred divine structures, creating structures in our life that allow us to hold energy. If we have a lot of Gevura, when something changes, I have a lot of Gevura. When something changes, we become nervous, and that happens to me, right? I have that beam of light, I have a lot of vision and Shakti energy, and when something changes, I get extremely nervous, right? Because that change puts me off because I've already created a structure, now it's a new structure. And so what happens with someone with a lot of Gevura? We need to allow Chesed. So if you need, on the second day, if you need more structure in your life, if you need more sacred commitment, if you need more discipline, call it in. If you're about to embark on a new creation, a new relationship, a new home, really connect with this day and spend your time envisioning Gevura and calling in the sacred structures. And if you are a person that is too rigid, too controlling, let go, right? Why are we doing all this? Because it's about allowing the light to enter. This is energy we're speaking of. This is frequency. So we're allowing the light to enter, and it is very important that the light enters. And so we're going to the third day of Pesach, which is Tiferet, the Sephira of the heart chakra, which is actually defined as harmony, beauty, and it's a compassionate beauty as well. And it's about seeing the beauty of the soul beyond shame. Let's talk about this. Seeing the beauty of the soul beyond shame. Seeing the beauty in everything beyond the imperfection. So how can we see the beauty and who we are in our soul beyond the shame that we may be holding, beyond the regret, the anger, and the sense of not being enough, right? Or not being good enough, or having so many imperfections. How can we see the beauty? And we need to always remember when we work with Tiferet, the perfection is our imperfection. Our light and our shadow, healing our shadow, unifying, bringing two polarities together. This is what Tiferet is about. It is about seeing the beauty, even seeing the beauty in ourselves, not just in others, of course, being able to see that beauty in others, but seeing the beauty in ourselves, even when we think that the things that we are doing aren't working, right? We're not maybe manifesting our soul, the soul's light. But how can we see the beauty in that moment? And also when we connect on the third day with Tiferet, since it is about harmony and beauty, there's an Aramaic word called shapera or shapira, depending on the dialect, which means sacred beauty. And it's not just this sacred beauty of connecting with the spiritual realms, which that is part of it, but it is about bringing harmony. When we bring harmony into our life, we are connecting with Shapira. And Shapira is actually this spiritual beauty. I don't want to get into the depth of the tree of life, but all of the gemstones, many of the gemstones on earth are actually in the Sephirot. And the sapphire, which is Shapira, is a very, very high vibrational stone that is in the ethers that connects us with the sense of harmony and beauty, right? So on this day, where do I need harmony in my life? Where am I not allowing beauty? Because beauty at the end of this day, at the end of the day, is harmony, right? Just like the zodiacal frequency of Libra. Libra and Taurus are both governed by Venus, but they're very different frequencies in beauty. Whereas Taurus is that physical beauty, Libra is harmony, balance. So we can look at our life on that third day and say, where do I need more tiferet? Where do I need more harmony? And also be compassionate towards ourselves and find beauty in who we are, in our gifts and what we are here to do. Share that beauty and find the beauty in others as well. See the beauty in others. And so on the fourth day of Pesach, Netzach, resistance, and this is all about perseverance in the spiritual path, even though we may have obstacles. And so Netzach sometimes gets confused with Gevura, which is a lot of discipline, right? Netzach is strength. It's Gevura is strength too, but it's a different type of strength. And it's interesting because Netzach is Venus. Venus is a planet that is connected to Netzach. And a lot of times we see Venus only as beauty, love, creativity, abundance, divine union. And it is, but it's also ahava, love and service, love and action. Netzach is the Sephira of ahava. So on this day, we focus on love and service, love and action. And it's not just a commitment to discipline, like Geburah, and to the vision. It's a commitment, a soul commitment, a commitment to our path. And moving forward in our path beyond the obstacles that we may have, right? The obstacles show up, we continue, just continue and continue, move through the obstacles. So it is a very fiery energy, and it is an energy that brings our physical energy spiraling upwards. It's an upward moving energy, so it elevates us. And so when we move forward in life, even if we have obstacles, even if we have doubts, and we keep moving forward, our energy, our vibration gets higher, becomes higher, elevates. So beautiful to have Netzach for day 4. So day 5, we are connecting with the Sephira of Hod, which is humility and just surrendering. So we surrender the ego to the soul, and we surrender the ego to serve others. And Hod begins with the Hey, like Hineni. And humility is so important. We need to be humble. We need to know that everything that we create and we have, and all the beauty in our lives outside in nature, I'm looking at these beautiful palm trees, it's all a blessing. Right? It's all given to us. It's a blessing. It's a miracle, right? And so there needs to be humility. Even those creations that you have brought into the world, even everything that you have manifested needs that humility, right? We need to be humble. And it's also about surrendering. It's Hineni, I am here. I am present in this moment with my heart, with all of my body and even my mind, right? So it's a beautiful day to connect, to being more humble, to having gratitude towards everything that we have as a gift and as a miracle, and to surrender, just surrender and be in the present moment. The 6th day is Yesod, which is our foundation, and it's the womb. It's really connected to the womb energy in men and women. And Yesod is very deep, but in the portal of Pesach, it's really about healing the emotional body, healing our sexuality. And sexuality is not just intimacy, it is our ability, or our ability to believe in our creative sexual energy, right? So it is about purifying the sexual energy, purifying the emotional body, and learning how to channel our sexual energy. So on this day, it's very important to take care of our thoughts, because the thoughts are seeds for conceiving in Yesod. So on this day, we take care of our thoughts and we listen to our emotions. Where are they coming from? What are we feeling, and why are we feeling this? So we dive deep into the emotional realm. We channel our creative sexual energy, and we take care of our thoughts on this day. And then we have the last day of Pesach, Malchut. Right? And Malchut is the earth, Shekhinah. It is freedom. Malchut is freedom. Kingdom, the queendom, the Malchutah that Yeshua spoke about, to live completely and fully in divine presence in the body. And this is what Yeshua taught with Malchutah, to live divine presence in the body, in the earthly realm. So he was actually explaining the experience of Malchut when all of the Sefirot are balanced and worked on. And so this is a map to sovereignty. It's a map to sovereignty. If we follow these 7 days of Pesach, by the 7th day, we will have felt freedom, manifested freedom, experienced freedom in one area in our life, or in many areas in our life. And so, like I said, please feel free to take notes and write down the dates for Pesach for 2025. Write in Pesach, and this year we have Palm Sunday, which is, we know that Yeshua walked in to the city, and everyone had the palms. They they greeted him with palms, and the palm is a symbol of the Shekhinah, the divine feminine presence, right? And so we're starting Pesach this year with Palm Sunday, which is this energy of the divine feminine Shekhinah. So she's really, really present during these 7 days of Pesach. And then, of course, on the 18th, we have Good Friday, right? On the 19th, Pesach finishes, and on the 20th, we have, 18th, 19th, 20th is this Easter weekend, death and resurrection, again, connected to freedom. It's all connected because Christianity comes from the same root. It's really Hebrew Christianity, right? And Yeshua and Mary Magdalene were Jewish, they were Hebrew. And so all of this is connected. And this is the power of this connection, to understand the portals and understand the amount of light that is being revealed and the amount of light that we can contain in our sacred vessel. And so let's chant Hineni together, which is what I'm going to be chanting every day during this portal of Pesach. And I invite you to chant Hineni. I am here, I am present, I surrender. Remember to use your voice in this month of Nissan, Aries, because this month is about the voice, about chanting, about taking care of our words, about speaking our words. And make sure you have a chanting practice in these 7 days of Pesach. Or if chanting feels uncomfortable, just, take care of your words and know that they are seeds of creation. But the chanting really helps move the energy, and Hineni has such a very powerful vibration. It makes us so happy. Chant it in your practice in the morning, in the evening. Chant it outside in nature and feel the presence of your incarnation in this moment, communing with nature. And remember that for those of you who honor Pesach and are having your beautiful Pesach dinner, blessings. And I'm sending so much love to all of you. Please let me know any reflections or any questions that you may have. I love reading you, because when we share, we commune and we co-create. And this is community, right? The word commune is in community. If we're not communing, the community doesn't exist. So please feel free. Sending love to all of you. Ahava.